like it's a staple. I think that this shoe is a staple. Like you've got to have these in your collection. It's like a key component. Still at our houses.
Still in quarantine. I'm Nick Scalzone.
I'm Bjorn RG.
I'm drinking Japanese whiskey.
Oh, is that what that bottle is next to you?
What this is?
Okay? We gotta.
It's a Nika Takatsuru Pure Malt.
Oh, hell yeah!
Shout out to Fighter and the Kid. They've been drinking Japanese whiskey. Brendan Schaub keeps saying obnoxious things about it. One of the top sneakerheads in comedy.
Yeah.
Got to give them a shout out on the shoe game.
Absolutely. So
our billions, so that our billions of listeners will also support the Fighter and the Kid, because
right, there's a lot of crossover.
There's absolutely.
I'm drinking crossover. Canada Dry, ginger ale, and orangeade is what I've been rocking. I've just
and you're sober at the moment.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I haven't been drinking all year. 2020, baby.
Yeah,
I picked the worst.
You did pick the worst year to make a positive life change. You definitely did.
Oh, it has been so hard.
Yeah, you are a hero in the quarantine.
God, see, I'm just in a weird spot because I'm just like every night. I mean, I have been drinking those Heineken 00s, but
they're alcohol free, right?
Yeah, they have none in it.
So that doesn't count. It tastes like a beer, but it doesn't get you drunk. So
it gets you full, and it makes you just like, it gets you to that point where you're just like, I don't want to drink anymore. So that's why I will drink those when I like really, really want a beer. Mm-hmm. I will drink one of those, and it just makes you feel kind of like that beer full gross feeling. Yeah. Just that, but no buzz. So you're just kind of like,
you're just like, I should just go to sleep.
Right. Yeah. Just like, it's not a get the party started, get the party going. It's that feeling of like, I've had too much.
Piss 7 times and fall asleep. Like,
it's just that little bit of sick feeling that you get from beer.
Yeah.
Without all the fun parts.
Well, being sober right now does sound super hard, because I'm not a big drinker. I like to drink, but I don't drink every day normally. But you are now. In this quarantine, the amount that I want a beer every single day, like every time I open my fridge and look at that stash of Coors Light, like the amount that I want a beer every single day is unusual.
Yeah.
Like usually I'm like, I feel I could have a beer here and there, but right now it's like every time I see one, I'm like, I should have a beer. And I was able to take 2 days off this week because I did a bunch of push-ups. I did a bunch of push-ups. I wanted it to matter.
How many? How many is a bunch for Nick Scalzone?
Like,
what's a bunch?
50.
50? Oh, that's a bunch. That's a good bunch.
45 to 50. I did
like 30 to
I think
35.
It was 3 sets of 15. No, it was 3 sets of 15. I also did a bunch of like curls with a resistance band, and I did some like this shit with the resistance band.
Oh, cool.
And I think that's about it. 150 jumping jacks, and then I ran up a set of stairs and ran half a mile home. So
damn, dude.
I've been running the stairs and then walking until I'm half a mile. I went on Google Earth and measured it, and then I run the last half mile back. I've been doing that every day for the past few days. I've been running the stairs for over a week now, trying to come out of this quarantine.
Yeah, like having quarantine fitness goals.
Yeah, I don't want to come out of this just like a fat drunk. I want to come out drunk with abs.
Drunk with abs. And I'll just be a fat sober guy.
There you go. Perfect. That evens out. I think, one win, one loss. We're even.
Yeah.
Just on the opposite sides of that spectrum.
I've just been doing this
Cheers.
Fitness. Yeah, cheers. I've been doing a fitness thing on my
That
Switch.
was so fucking awkward. I did cheers and then I set it down, and you did cheers, like, and then I brought it back. So ready, dude. 1, 2, 3.
Boom. There we go. Oh,
we nailed it, guys.
We have been socially away from people for so long. We don't know how to interact.
Oh,
like, what are the gestures? Do we hand? Is it our left hand?
I'm so excited for it. Yo, everyone's gonna be homeschooled for like a week. Like, I'm gonna have the upper hand.
You're gonna come out. It's just like, hey.
I'm just gonna come out of this like, I've been training. I'm gonna stumble out of this quarantine like fucking Rocky.
Hell yeah!
Nobody's gonna know what hit him. I'm not going to hit people after the quarantine. I think that was obvious, but just in case.
I might, dude. Okay, so like when I'm sober, I get more motivated, and that's part of the reason why I like to do this stuff is because, like, normally I'll be like, I should do something, and then I'm like, I'm gonna have a beer first, and then I'm like, whoops, it's
no, you're like,
it's 2 a.m. Guess I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm already doing that kind of shit. And then, so like, if I'm drinking, it's just as like, I don't know, it just like ends my day too quickly. So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
When I don't drink, I'm just like, all right, I feel like I need like I'm thirsty for something. And so then I'll fill it with just like weird shit, like writing or reading a book or something else.
That's all good stuff to do though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that if I was drinking, because then I would just be like, read a book or Coors Light, which it's weird. Just you mentioning Coors Light, I'm like thinking of all their ads, and I'm like, fuck, this is like a trigger for me, which is the lamest. It's the lamest trigger.
No, I get it.
Coors Light, really, Bjorn? That's the silver bullet.
It's a fine American beer. I won't hear it slandered.
I was watching Hulu the other day, and I kept getting an ad for Coors Light, and I was like, fuck you. It's like, I'm trying.
If the billions of fans go up in the comments and have the fucking balls, the audacity to shit on Coors Light, I want them to unsubscribe. That's unacceptable.
Like, this is for the real.
We've got billions. Like, we don't need your negativity in the comments.
We don't.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, man.
Coors Light is an American classic. But if you're sober, don't drink. It's bad.
Yeah, there is a non-alcoholic one.
Devil's piss. I don't know.
The only problem
I like devil's lettuce as a name for weed. Lettuce. It's my favorite thing to call weed because it gets a laugh every time because people are like, that's so silly. I'm like, yeah, I found it on the internet, but I think it's funny. Isn't it the best name?
You like
devil's lettuce.
Eating a salad of just pure weed with just like ranch dressing on it.
I would have a month-long panic attack.
And when I was in college, I thought it would be fun. I was like, I chew tobacco. Would it be hilarious to just like throw a dip of weed in my lip? And it did nothing.
Oh, really?
Spoiler alert.
It wasn't like anything. An edible?
Just pissed my friend off. Like, dude, you're going to have half this eighth and just throw it in your lip for 3 hours.
That does sound like some college shit.
I even tried mixing it with some Grizzly, dude.
Grizzly long cut or whatever the fuck. I wasn't ever into dip.
Dude, my thing was Grizzly long cut wintergreen.
Wintergreen?
Yeah, dude. It's the green one. It's so gross.
Was it like just dip or was it those pouches?
I started with just like the regular things, but then I switched to pouches because I got tired of like it just being in your teeth all day. Yeah,
it's kind of gross when they just go like straight up like Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Copenhagen's what like the real fucking cowboys are doing. Like,
yeah, I just
you're a real redneck. You fuck with Copenhagen, I think. Yeah,
that's the real deal, dude. I just whiskey blend or something original.
I don't know. It's the manliest shit. It's the fucking most masculine thing, I think.
Yeah, like it pretty much is. It's like, you know what, but
I think you.
That was a weird time in my life.
I'm trying to think what you do if you chew Copenhagen. It's all offensive. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the shoe that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about what's the shoe, Bjorn. It's one of yours.
It's one of mine. I think it's just like it's a staple. I think that this shoe is a staple. Like, you've got to have these in your collection. It's like a key component of it, which for me, this kind of started like the whole thing for me this year, where I was just like really diving into sneakers and being like, all right, yep. So it is the one that I have is it's a Jordan 1. This is the retro royal blue OG colorway, but it is in the mid because I am a cheap piece of shit. No, I didn't want to spend it. The one I wanted was the high, but it was $500. And it was the week that these ones had just dropped. I didn't even know these existed yet. And I went to another shoe store. I was in Las Vegas at the time, and I was looking at all these old shoes, and I was like, oh, I really want these.
Yeah, you were at like
Royals.
The consignment shops, right?
In
Vegas.
Like $500 or $600, and I was just like, fuck. Then I saw these, and I was like, hell yeah! And then I just bought them. And then afterwards, I realized, oh, they're mids. No, nobody gives a shit about the mids, because like I had just been looking at them, like, what? Mm-hmm. These ones are only $150. The other ones over there are $500. I'm gonna get these. I was unaware that they were mids, but I actually really like the mid. For like all intents and purposes.
Well, and honestly, and I don't know if I'm gonna make fun of you or not.
Make fun of me for sure.
A little bit. The way you wear your sneakers, it doesn't matter if you have the highs or the mids, because you wear fucking baggy ass pants that drape over them.
Exactly.
Which is how Michael Jordan also wears his sneakers. If you see pictures of him, he's been accused of being a bootcut bandit on r/sneakers. Yeah, he wears the bootcut type of jeans that are like baggy as fuck and cover up most of the shoe. Okay. And you aren't quite that bad, but you definitely wear baggy enough jeans that they cover up.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell if you've got a mid or a high.
My Levi 511s that I wear.
Isn't the 511 the skinny fit?
It is, and that's what I wear. It's just because I'm kind of fat and have big legs. I don't know.
Oh, so you get them in a big enough waist size that they end up actually just being like a straight fit.
Yeah,
dude, you got to get that G-Star.
I haven't done that one yet. It always just looks like a whole bunch of people that are like straddling like a horse.
Just go fucking
when you look at them
to the store.
Yeah, I could do that.
Well, you can't now, but like after the situation, you got to go to the G-Star.
I did try some skinny jeans on, but like my thighs
they're so comfortable.
Huge.
But they're so stretchy. They're
real hard to get them on there.
And then
I tried some skinny jeans on. And I was like, so these are about as tight as I can go right now because they're pretty tight on my legs.
What about some of those military type of pants that are coming back, where they're like a baggy enough pant, but then they've got like an elasticy thing on the ankle so that they stop above your sneaker?
Yeah, I've got like some joggers and stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of like a jogger, but they're more of a canvas. I don't know. They're cool.
Also, we're just coming out of winter, and I've been rocking pretty much most of this quarantine. I've been rocking some joggers, or like motorcycle pant style cut joggers that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but anyway,
I'll start rocking that. Like, you can't see the top of my shoe.
Yeah, so like when you wear it doesn't matter. Too much.
No. But I think also as I get more into this, I kind of do want to show off my sneakers more. So like, I hadn't really thought about that. Like I'd always been just like, I'd rock those Dunks forever. And it wasn't, and then all of a sudden like people would comment on them and I'd just be like, what? Like I didn't. And that's also what led to me to get into this. So like most of my Jordans before these, I didn't have ones. I had Dunks. Like I've had a lot of Dunks.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite. I had a couple pairs of Blazers too, but I wasn't as much of a fan of those.
Yeah. I like the way the Blazers look. I think they're cool. The Blazer high. Blazer lows look really cool too. I think they're a cool looking shoe. Just kind of classic and clean.
So let's take a look at the StockX on this Jordan 1 Mid Royal 2020. It is $94 right now.
I mean, that's a good deal.
It is. I paid $150 for mine. Quarantine pricing, I suppose.
But you also got them. You got them at the store
the day
they came out.
So
yeah,
I mean, I didn't know whether they were going to be.
If you like them and you got them at retail price, then who gives a fuck? It's only like $50. I thought they were like $135 or something new.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I paid about.
Oh, it says retail price $110.
I don't know. Maybe I paid I think I paid a little much for them.
You might have paid a little more than that, but you were texting me that day.
Yeah, maybe it was
it was less than $150. It might have been like $130.
Yeah, maybe it was like $130.
That's not bad though. They're a comfortable shoe. They're useful.
Yeah.
They're versatile. Whatever.
I'm into them. I did go to the grocery store with my partner the other day, and we were both wearing our Jordan ones, and we didn't notice.
Put it on Instagram.
Yeah, we didn't notice until we were walking in. I guess that's just one of those things you have happen when. We sometimes will check before we'll wardrobe check, be like, are we wearing the same outfit? Okay, no. Other times we just leave the house and we're like, fuck, we're both wearing a flannel and ones. Come on.
Nah, it's cool. Who gives a fuck?
We're twinsies. Oh man.
Okay, it's more annoying when you say it like that, but
yeah. Well, there's this whole thing of gay twins where people are dressed exactly, their partners are dressed the same. And I always used to tell my friends, I'm like, if you ever see me dressed as, and this was a while ago, so it's less of a thing now, but I was like, if you ever see me dressed the same as my partner, just, you have my full permission to just shoot me on sight right there. Just take me out, because the Bjorn that you have grown to know and love is dead and gone. And then now I'm just like, hey, everybody, check out our matchy shoes.
That's definitely a full-blown hate crime.
If they were to...
That you gave them permission for, you're just like...
No, but it's
look at permission. Me next to my man. And if we're dressed similarly enough, then you can kill me.
Take us
sort
out.
of for being gay.
For having...
I think also, just for the record, I think this might be the first time you've came out on the podcast.
Yeah, I think it is. I haven't talked about that.
I don't know if it's come up before, but now it did.
Yeah.
Bjorn's gay, guys.
Cool.
He's one of the gays.
Yeah, one of them. So that's the perspective I'm bringing to the table. Style. Because when you come out, you instantly know style.
Yeah, you see this pile of shoe boxes? As soon as he piled up some shoe boxes, I was like, that's what you do with decoration.
Right. You put your shoe boxes on.
I just assume, based on stereotypes, if he's doing it, it's the right thing to do.
Well, now that
I've gay bashed you for a minute or two.
Exactly, which is fine. You're smaller than me, and I have been playing my boxing video games, so no. That's what my fitness has been, is I just play this boxing game, and I'm weirdly like, oh, I'm actually learning how to box right now. I just was doing it for fitness and for fun. Yeah.
Is it? I think I've played that once for 5 minutes. I think I lost. But there's another guy, and then you just have a fist coming in from either side of the screen, and you hold a switch thing. And
that's called arms. This one is basically Dance Dance Revolution, except you're holding the two Switch controllers and you have to hit the target on time. And he tells you, and there's a fitness guy, like a trainer in the middle of the screen, and then it's scrolling up to music. The music is purely you almost don't even need it, because it's not really to the beat. And you just have to do each punch.
Oh, okay.
And I was loving it, and then it started introducing ducking and weaving, and now I fucking hate it, because it's fucking leg day, because you're just ugh. And then it doesn't register, and you're like, fuck you, Switch. I ducked and it hurt, and you didn't register. Fuck this game. My whole body just has been hurting, so I've been doing it less. I did it 20 days in a row for 30 minutes, and then
that's aerobic and stuff,
dude. No, and because you're twisting, I actually can feel it. And the way that it builds on itself. So each day that you return, it adds like another punch or a different thing to kind of switch it up.
Oh, okay. So like once you it doesn't like just make you play the same thing over and over. It stays interesting.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, cool.
To anyone that gets it, it starts hard and it just gets harder. It does not, there's no mercy. Like the first one that you do is like, whoa, this is hard. And then the next day you're like, really? We're making it harder? And then after about 10 days, you start to kind of like, if you go back and play some of the first ones, you're like, oh, okay, it's not as hard, but it's a very not forgiving. It doesn't really like, I mean, the demo sort of does, like, makes it real easy. And then, but when you actually are doing the workouts, they're real intense. Like even the ones that are like, it's like intermediate intensity. And you're just like, oh, okay. But it's actually pretty fast paced.
No, I feel like anything, if you're consistently doing something for half an hour, like you're going to get tired. Like it's going to be a workout. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really recommend it. It's just, I was surprised at how challenging it was. And then it doesn't get particularly easier. They just keep adding stuff. I did look, and I don't have too many more combos left because each combo is a thing like where it all like makes sense. So like the way it would put like a straight, it'll do like a straight and then like a right hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like jarring. At first you're sort of jarring because you don't know what you're doing, but then eventually you're like, oh, all of the moves are just like left, right, basically. Sometimes you get a couple of
but you still have to do it.
dabs.
Like even if it's predictable, it's still good exercise.
Yeah. Oh, and it is. And especially with the ducking and the weaving.
Like it's predictable now that you've done it so many times.
Well, the patterns make sense. Like,
oh, okay.
The way that it's like this punch is going to set you up for this punch. Like you learn how those punches work together in a combo. And they're actually, I looked it up and they're actually real combos that you're doing.
Have you ever done real boxing?
No.
Neither have I. I kind of want to try it.
I totally want to try it when this thing is done. I'm like very interested in doing it. The only thing I'm worried about is that I'm going to do what I do with everything and I'm going to get into the competitive side of it. And I have a lot of traumatic brain injuries that I've had.
And like you're going to have like fucking CTE.
I already, from snowboarding and hitting my head and skateboarding and hitting my head, I already have like some little things.
You've already had a couple concussions type
I've had
thing?
Several. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, they're not like crazy, but they're all my
then maybe definitely push yourself to do boxing as a hobby.
Yeah.
And like punch the bag and like be prepared if somebody's a dick at the bar. Like, I don't know. Like don't fight people that don't also know how to fight. That was my thing. I was like, what if you could do that? Yeah, like if you just find like weak people and just beat them up. Like
exactly.
Like you train to box just so that you can commit assault.
So that I can do that.
Like if you get heckled,
who don't know what they're doing
on stage, if you get heckled on stage, you can be like, "Yeah, bro, that's what the fuck you think."
Well, dude, it is like this weird confidence boost. You're just like a little bit less afraid of people.
Like, that's why I would want to do
rushed me the other day, and I was like, "Bro, I've been doing fitness boxing,
dude. I've been playing fucking Nintendo for a month straight.
For a month,
fucking drop you, son.
I could take you out.
Boom, Super Mario, bitch.
Like."
It's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Exactly. I don't know. I just like I just have a little bit more like personal confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I also was thinking, I was like, damn, had I gotten into this when I was in like high school instead of skateboarding or middle school or something, I would have gone for this for sure. Like that's this weird.
Like you would have been a professional fighter.
I don't know if I would have been
a professional fighter,
but I would have shot for it. I would have gone for it. Like
you'd have been doing amateur MMA,
probably
in Montana. Probably. There are amateur MMA fights in Montana. I've not been to one, but I'm aware that they exist.
I am aware of them. There was this.
I remember there was this dude we always used to run into at the bars back in college.
Yeah,
and this guy, he looked like a character out of like a comedy about a medieval time. Like he looked like he would live in a dungeon. His face was like
shit.
Yeah, like it wasn't straight. Like his face was kind of at a funny ass angle and shit. I don't think because maybe he got his bell rung too hard, but I think he probably was into fighting because he looked like all
it's a horse cart thing or a chicken egg thing. Like
I think
one led to the other.
Yeah.
One didn't help the other. It's like,
yeah, and I'm saying
the
it now
cauliflower ear on top of the fucked up face isn't helping anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm saying that now, hiding in my house like a coward.
Yeah, just and that's that. Out.
Yeah. Well, I think he was a nice guy. I didn't really know him. My friends knew him. He was just around, and he was fucking jacked. And I know he did amateur MMA.
There is, I think, back on.
But he was definitely like a goofy ass looking dude. Like I saw him before, and I was like, that guy. He looks like he operates a dungeon in a fucking castle. Like he. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
He kind of looked like a skinny fit version of the fucking weird guy in Goonies.
Okay.
You know the guy in Goonies?
Yeah,
he's got like one eye that's like an inch and a half higher than the other and shit. Yeah.
He looked like Sloth.
Yeah, he looked like Sloth, but if Sloth fucking worked out, if Sloth was on P90X for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, no, dude was fucking ripped, but like.
He just had a lot to prove.
Oh, he had everything to prove, I think.
See, the reason I thought about like, I almost did get into boxing in high school because there was this yearly thing where it was called I think it was called the Dog Cat Smoker. And what it was they would, in the middle of the football field at my high school, they would set up a boxing ring and we would fight. There would be people from my high school would fight people from the rival school, which was, they were the Bobcats or something like that. I think they were the Bobcats. Columbia Falls versus Whitefish, the Whitefish Bulldogs. Okay. And anyone could sign up for it. And so many people wanted me to sign up for it. And when you did, you sign up for it and then you do boxing training for like a few months beforehand. And I knew a couple people that did it, but so many people and there would always be like this nerdy kid did it one year. And I mean, I think he got his ass kicked pretty bad. Cause he was tall. So he was in like a pretty big weight category because he was like pretty tall, you know, like tall and lanky versus like some smaller, more muscly dude who just completely took him out. I mean, he had more reach on him, but the other kid just had like just pure power and
like he had all this reach and then he hit him with about 7 pounds of force and that kid was like,
so
oh, ow.
But there was a moment where I was very close to signing up. I remember like looking at the sign up sheet and almost doing it. And totally wussing out on it.
I've thought of doing boxing like for the fitness aspect and then also just to learn. Just because I'm not a big guy, I'm like 5'7" and like 150 pounds. Like I give my and look at me. Like I could get my ass kicked very easily.
Right.
There's not a fight that could happen that involves me that I would win.
But you could change that with fitness boxing on Switch.
I could learn. I don't have a Switch. They're sold out, dude. You can't get a Switch right now. I know
you can't.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get one anyway, but like.
Eliza's
even if I wanted to, no, I'm good. But like real boxing after this, I might get into that.
All right. Well, maybe we'll try it, and then this whole podcast we'll start talking about fucking boxing.
Yeah, this will turn into a fighting podcast. We're gonna talk about boxing, MMA, shoes.
I mean, it's slippery slope, dude. We'll probably start getting into grappling, and then it's just like
we'll get into Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yep, that's the next.
My buddy does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he was talking about. I asked him like, what's the most practical, like real world practical thing to know to defend yourself. And he said classic American boxing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that would be number 1 and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu number 2. Like both of them is ideal.
Why? Did he say why?
He said boxing just
answer.
because.
Thank you.
for the most part, if you can deliver like a solid punch, like that's for most fights that you would end up in, you know, and have to defend yourself, that's probably the most practical thing to know.
Yeah.
Because jiu-jitsu is more like the grappling, I think. It's like the ground game and the like getting people in a position that they can't get out of or whatever the fuck.
Like,
whereas boxing is like the striking.
Yeah.
And then I think there's kicking that comes from something else. That's why it's called MMA.
Yeah, because it's a mix. It's like a blender.
It's boxing, jiu-jitsu, and like some sort of kung fu kicking. I don't know.
Well, speaking of MMA, I did get these in Las Vegas, and part of the reason why I bought these shoes that we were talking about, the Jordan ones, is because I was in my first comedy festival.
Yeah.
Sort of like my celebration was like sort of my gift to myself for like all the hard work that I did to like kind of get to that point to finally get into a comedy festival. It has been a stupid long time that I haven't gotten into a comedy festival. And I've since learned why. It's just like it's just a pure numbers game of like you just have to apply to a shit ton of festivals. And what I would do is I would apply to one, knock it in it, be all bummed out, wait a year and apply to another one, knock it in, be bummed out. And then I've learned like of what festivals to look at. Like I was definitely some of the ones that I didn't get into. It was just like I didn't realize how big of a deal they were. Like I just did it purely because I was like, oh shit, there's a festival in Bozeman or in Billings, Montana. That would be dope.
That Big Sky Festival, that's a really hard festival to get into.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that one's
absolutely no clue.
That's like a really big one, I think.
Yeah, like
that one's. There's a lot of industry at that. Like that's kind of one of the bigger festivals.
I know
in America.
I didn't know.
Like it's not JFL, but it's like one of the more prestigious festivals that happens.
I had no idea. I purely just wanted to get into it because I was like, oh, Montana. I can definitely.
I think the first time I heard of it, I was like, there's a Montana comedy festival? Who the fuck are these people?
Right.
Somebody's coming to Montana to tell dick jokes? These guys got to be. Shit, I could just roll in off the street.
Yeah, you're like, I could do
and then
that.
It's like, oh, no, never mind. That's like important.
Right. So I appealed. I applied to that one a bunch of times and I was like, oh.
But the one you got into, the one in Vegas, you did really well.
Yeah, I did. Like I crushed both my sets because it was also I had lived there. So I knew what to do for a Vegas audience versus everyone else in the festival was like, because it was like a queer festival. It was called Laughed Out. It was really awesome. But I did notice a lot, not everyone, but several of the performers kind of like were expecting the audience to be like this like audience that went to a queer festival. But the thing about Vegas is it was just like mostly barked in audiences, and just like people who go to comedy in Vegas are like, let's see comedy as like a like they've only seen Netflix specials and they're from like middle America or just wherever. They've never seen comedy before, and they're not going to see a specific comedian. They're just going to see the thing that is whatever they think comedy is. And so that means they expect you to just do crowd work the whole time. Like that's kind of what I think, and they are supposed to participate because they've just seen like heckler videos on YouTube and like, I don't know, they went to see Larry the Cable Guy when he
they went to the blue collar comedy tour in whatever year that happened. So they're like
2008.
So they're expecting Ron White. Right. No hate on Ron White or Larry the Cable Guy.
No.
Both incredibly successful comedians.
Right.
But also neither of whom will be present at the Laughed Out Queer Comedy Festival.
No, not at all.
Nobody's up there like, this is my drink, whiskey and ice cubes.
So when I went up there and I was just like, this is my drink. No, I didn't do that. I just did my shit. And I did really well. Just because and it just really made me realize like, oh, I know how to play this audience. I know kind of what they're looking for a little bit.
And I think that was something I kind of thought about that when you were talking about how many years it took you to get into a festival, where that kind of like it kind of worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time you got to one, you had the experience and the knowledge that you could do it well.
Absolutely.
Like you didn't have to show up to your first festival and then eat dicks.
Right.
Like,
that actually, like, yeah,
because I've been to festivals like the ones here and seen people from out of town who are like a fucking year into comedy, like me.
Yeah. And
I'm not ready to go to a festival. I think I applied to that one and also coronavirus happened, but like,
yeah,
I was really happy I didn't get in because it's like, I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. There's like, nothing I'm going to do is going to impress somebody. Now they're just going to see me bomb and associate my name with someone who sucks. Like there's no reason for me to go to a festival for another at least year or two.
There's there's like this thing where it's sort of like everyone's just trying to kind of like grab that next ring or like maybe like skip rings and just like, oh, I'm just going to like go to a festival. And it's like, well, you got to ask yourself why. And like at the time when I was applying to the one in Billings, I was just like, oh, I have never done a festival. I want to do a festival. I mean, also though, when I was doing that, I was a few years in at the time. And the issue is like getting a good tape that represents you as a comic, like a good, that's a challenge in itself. And if you don't get a lot of opportunities, then you're kind of getting just one set that's like a really special. And so you might fuck it up and it's not you being you. So
yeah, that makes sense. But like,
it did feel good to do well.
I feel like once you get there, especially at a lot of festivals have industry people, like where you can kind of advance your comedy career.
Yeah.
To some extent. And like you would want to not only get in with a good tape, but then you want to do well when you're there.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with festivals is you want to, what I've heard, actually very recently, I heard this too, is that you just have fun and do what you do. But you do want to do well. Like at the same time, you want to do well, but don't put too much pressure on it. It is like,
right. But I feel like if like you want to do what you do, but you don't want what you do to bomb.
No, you don't really want to, I guess nobody wants to bomb, but really at the end of the day, there might be some opportunity or somebody in the festival that sees you or whatever, but really at the end of the day, it's like just a resume builder. It's just so you can be like, I was in this festival. It's a vouch. It's just like a list of people vouching for you where like someone thought I was good enough to do this thing. And you just need to like, as your career progresses, you're just like stacking those things.
Yeah.
It's purely just like your resume. Like nobody wants to hire. Nobody wants to hire somebody when their resume is just like, yep, I would mow the lawn for Mr. Smithers. He was my next door neighbor. Oh yeah. And then I used to do some babysitting on occasion. And you're like, yeah, but did you actually work for anybody before? Like it's.
Yeah. But aren't there, depending on the festival, there's usually industry people that'll book you potentially at clubs or something, like they're booking like features at a club or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it can kind of, and I think maybe it's more at bigger festivals like JFL and like that Big Sky Festival.
Yeah. No, there was industry at the one I was at. I exchanged information with a bunch of people, but it also was like kind of odd because I didn't stand out as much as some of the other people. Cause it's like, what I realize is like right now, what they're looking for is not me. Like I'm not what they were looking for. You know, they were definitely looking because of like where things are at with stuff. Like they're looking for trans people and people of color.
Yeah.
And their diversity. They're not looking for a white dude that like got in on a technicality, you know,
like you're just gay.
You know, like you're just gay, but it's just like, but you got a mustache. So like, I don't know, man. like I'm not diverse quite enough, which is
not quite diverse enough.
I don't. I'm like, you only checked one box, and we were looking for 3 minimum. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Gay Mario. But at the same time, it was a great experience. I had a really good time, and I got to buy some cool ass shoes.
And that was like you were texting me, you were going to these stores, and I was like, did I tell you to buy a shoe to celebrate? Or did I ask you if you're going to buy a shoe to celebrate?
I don't remember, but I think you helped me like justify the purchase that way, because I was like definitely going to buy it. And I was like, I don't know if I have room for these in my bag. Like,
yeah, I think I definitely was like, are you buying a shoe to celebrate? Like, you should. That's
definitely planted the seed in my brain, and I was like,
yeah,
yes, I am.
Yeah. No, you got it. I mean,
yeah, no, and
I'll justify buying shoes for all sorts of fucking reasons.
Yeah. I
almost bought those 6s that dropped today. I didn't get them.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're, what was it, DMP? They're black with the bit. The thing is gold on the midsole. The little.
Well, they wouldn't be on StockX right now, would they?
They are. Yeah, they're like the top. If you just go to the best sellers, they're black with gold. I'll find what they're called. Yeah, DMP. They sold out. Defining Moments pack. They dropped first in 2006, and then they dropped them again today. Just the
retro
2006. In 2006, they dropped that, and I think a Concord 11 as a pack. That shoe and the Concord Jordan 11 as a pack. Yeah.
These?
Yeah, I thought about buying those. I didn't get them. I didn't even try.
Those are pretty cool.
Today. Yeah. Yeah, I want a pair of 6s at some point, but I didn't love those enough.
So those they have like the tongue in the front part, like my other ones that I have, the
sort of
spike.
Yeah, the ones that you have are the same tongue, I think, and heel and fucking ankle thing is the 5.
We'll talk about that one a bunch when we do that one.
Yeah, when we do that episode. That's a teaser. You guys can figure out what we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe I'm slightly set it for 1 second. So all right. Just to wrap this up, would I buy these again if I lost these? For sure. I really like these a lot. I kind of want the lows too. Like, I kind of want to get if there's a low in this colorway. I think
there is. I think the one lows are kind of a cool shoe. Nobody gives a fuck about them, but
nobody does.
Cool. I think they're cooler than the mid. Like, I have a couple pairs of highs. I don't have any mids or lows, but I think the lows are cooler than the mid, personally. But I think the mid. I think the way you wear the shoes, it's not a big. I think it's cool, and that colorway of mid is like, I think it's cool because it's the royal. It's just it's a nice looking shoe, and for most people, like for sneaker people who are going to be like, it's not the highs, like there's them, but for most people, it's just a good looking shoe.
I mean, I was really hyped on him. There was I had a moment where I was less hyped on him for like 1 second, because I was like at a mall, I want to say, and I saw some teenage girl in fucking Yoda pants, not Yoda pants, yoga pants, like black yoga pants, and these shoes, and I was like, God damn it, I look like a fucking teenage girl right now. Like, like she had on like a Thrasher t-shirt, which, like, don't even get me started on the teenage girls wearing Thrasher t-shirts. It's just like ridiculous.
No, like, we can go right past that.
Like, and then wearing the same Jordans as me, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen like kids, like little kids too, wearing like the kids sizes of the exact same shoes I have. I'm like, am I wearing a child's shoe? I know I'm a
no, those are just moccasins. My bad.
No, those red 3s that I have that we'll do eventually. Those dropped, and I've seen more kids like just like out at the grocery store, or like in places there'll be like a kid with his fucking family wearing the same shoes that I bought. Like I've seen more kids with those than I've seen adults. I'm like,
well, also we live in Portland, so we got to remember that. So
Yeah,
there's
you're
like,
right.
it's like
So many people work for Nike.
there's just or like they're just like, here you go, have some J's for every birthday, and the girls are just like, fuck you, Dad, I don't want more J's. These are the OG colorway. Like I wanted the orange.
Fuck you, Dad. I want the black cements.
Yeah, I wanted the cement.
Red bullshit, man. This isn't even an original colorway.
This is my third pair of band reds. I don't give a shit, Dad.
God. Tell you what, these kids.
Like some girl in Beaverton.
Yeah, Beaverton, man. These kids in Beaverton. I don't even go over there. I don't know. I live very close to that hill, and I stay on this side of it. I don't know what the hell goes on over there.
I've been there twice since I moved here.
Like I've driven through. I've been to Beaverton.
I've driven
like
through, but I've actually gone. Oh no, 3 times. I went 3. My bad.
I've been through it a lot of times because the highway that goes to the coast goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really linger.
Yeah,
like I don't. It sucks so much. You go over there, it's every single like shitty city in America. Once you get over that hill, it's just like, here's a Chipotle and here's a place to get a Sleep Number bed. It's the same fucking town that is in every
empty mattress firm.
Single town. Yeah.
How does Mattress Firm make money? I swear to God, I've never seen anyone but an employee on their phone at any hour.
That lasts a long time. Like, what are you doing?
Like how much
do you fuck? How much do you fuck that you're wearing out of bed? Like good for your marriage. I'm so happy for you. But also I don't think that's how that works. Like I think beds last a while, don't they?
They do. For quite a while. Know, but maybe it's like people getting separated and getting back together and like moving across the country and not bringing a giant ass dumb mattress and thinking, oh, mattresses aren't that expensive. I can just get a new one when we get there. But Mattress Firm is always empty. I swear to God, I've never seen anyone shopping there. Like, how is that place still in business?
It's not like a frequent purchase. It's a weird. Do they sell other stuff? Because most stores that sell mattresses are also like a furniture store.
No, they just sell
furniture stores. Actually,
they probably sell like that bullshit My Pillow or like some bed frames and stuff. Maybe like No, I feel like it's just mattresses. I don't know. I've never gone inside. I've just judged it from the outside. Like
I don't think I've ever been in one either. I think the only mattress I ever bought, I just bought like from my friend who was moving and didn't want the one he had. And I was like, oh, okay, $100 and it's bigger than what I've got. Okay, great.
Well, the one that we got is like it's kind of fancy, is from Amazon. And it just came in a box and we like cut it open and it like.
Yeah, it's like a Casper or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like
or one of those.
It's Tuft and Needle, which is basically like.
Oh, Tuft and Needle. I think I've heard of them. It's one of those many internet mattress companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I imagine if I ever did.
Amazon bought them. I think they like started. They were just like another. It was sort of like a Casper to Tuft and Needle was like. It's just like I don't know, like Uber and Lyft kind of situation.
Hey, internet mattress companies.
Yeah.
Internet mattress. I know you because you sponsor podcasts. We have a podcast with billions of listeners, as we say. Hit us up. I'm sleeping on a used mattress.
Yeah, we got to get
someone else also slept on this mattress. Gross, right? Hook me up, bro. Hook us up.
Might have gotten ours for free from my partner's podcast.
Well, don't say that. We need to sell them.
We need to sell them.
Get this ad revenue. But I want to quit my job.
They are super great. It definitely is awesome. We like it.
I don't want to quit my job. I love my job. It's my favorite. It gives me money so I can live
you're trying to not lose your job, but like
I'm trying not to lose my job. They probably already want
I was so confused. I was like, I thought you wanted to do this, dude. What's up? Like I'm insulted right now.
No, I'd love to do this. But also I still have a job that I have to continue to achieve at. And
all right.
Just in case.
Well, maybe we should get back to our regular jobs then. No. I think that's going to do it. That's going to do it for us on this episode of the OG Mid Royal Ones. I'm Bjorn. You can follow me on Instagram, Skate Cub, or you can just go to my website and you can find everything that you need to know, bjornrg.com.
And I'm Nick. Follow me at Nick Scalzone Comedy on Instagram. I'll have a website eventually, but not quite yet. I bought the fucking URL. I just didn't want to run it yet. Some real relevant information there. All right.
Yeah. That was a long outro.
Like and subscribe to our channel if you like this, and even if you don't. And thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Bye.